Okay, I'm starting this live again as the previous live is just dropped down. It feels like Facebook just allow to live broadcast for 8 hours. When it is gone 8 hours, it just ended. So meanwhile, I am thankful to Allah that I just see that on the right corner that okay, it's not going live. So that's why I am making this live again so we can start and we can bring our guest. She'll definitely come and then we will have a conversation with her. Let me try it. I should try to go on her. How can I share her presentation? Because I am not able to share. Okay. Her email can be open. Actually, one thing that I must learn today, I observe that I should when I share the presentation, there is no option. I didn't find any option which can help me to share the window on the. Let me share screen, extra camera, video files, slides. Okay, where is the slides? Okay, let me find out the way. Slides. What is slides? Um, your computer. Okay, upload file. Are you talking about today? Wait, wait, Papa, let me open it. Oh my god, Ryan makes such a great presentation. Let me upload it. I just learned this way right now while uploading it. Wow, it's a very great option. Let me ask Ryan. So I want to tell you that this is our ninth hour that is just started. So we have left just some speakers, but let me ask Ryan to join. So here is our beautiful Ryan. Let her come and then share what she is doing. So Ryan is here. Yes, join again. She is Ryan Najjar and she belongs to Lebanon and she joined us all the way from her country.
Can you
Thank you
hear
so
me?
much. Yes, I can hear you. So thank you so much, Ryan, that you are with us. So I just shared your presentation. Is it all right?
Yes. How are you doing, firstly? I hope everything is good with you.
Yes, yes, great, great. So you should start again with the thing that you are sharing with us on the last video because it is not recorded.
Okay, so do you want me to start again or
Ryan,
do you want me to share? Yes,
yeah,
I am with you.
yeah. I want that you should start again, and I also want that if you can open the camera.
I can't open the camera because there is no light, there is no power.
Oh, okay, it's okay.
So it's
You should.
black.
So I am with you, and I will turn these slides on. I will turn these slides. I'm with you.
Uh, Well, so good evening to all of you. Thank you, Rabia, for hosting us. And I really appreciate all your efforts that you are making toward empower the all women and ladies across our universe. And I'm very pleased to be speaking to you today about my healing journey, and I hope that you feel as excited as I am to be part of this great moment. So I would like to draw your attention for a few minutes to share with you a small introduction of my healing journey I experienced after, if I want to say, a loss, or after losing someone so valuable to me. First of all, Rabia, are you with me? I think I lose Rabia.
Yes, yes, yes. I am with you. I just backstage. I am just backstage.
Okay.
I am
Um,
with you.
well, I'm just seeing if I can share my own. So, does my screen appear to all of you?
Okay, I'm sharing your screen then.
So, first of all, does the screen appear to you? Appear or not? Does
Yes, it is appeared.
okay. So, first of all, let's admit something that we are all searching for love in our lives. So it's what makes us human, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Hello.
So I'm going to share some couple of photos to discuss something. You are seeing like there is nothing in this photo when you are stable, when you have nothing, especially when you are talking about relationship, and then when you start having the first meeting. So with it, you are talking about the first date, and then the second, and then the several dates, and then you will start feeling happy. So you are feeling happiness, and after that you fall in love. And while you are falling in love, you are spreading empathy, excitement, pleasure, trust, intimacy, commitment, care. You are being protective. You having too much affection, strong connection. So we all agree that love has the ability to make you feel on the top of the world. Okay? Do you agree with me or not?
Yes, I am agree with you. I am agree
Okay.
with you. I am listening and I am engaging other.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, the
And then
actually, Ryan.
yes,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
so sorry.
for other reason, you may feel sad. And when you feel sad, so it means like you are going to lose someone. So you will have some negative emotion, stress, and anxiety, complexity. You will have a mess inside of you. You will feel depressed. You will feel sometimes confused, vulnerable, scared, and all of these. So while having these, you know that you are losing or you are breaking up with someone. And after that, the journey starts. How it will start? It will start by returning to the nothing, or it will start by feeling like you are losing control to something bigger than yourself. So that's what I will talk about. We all agree that love is a feeling of giving of something so sacred, and it's like the act of giving with no thought of receiving any return for it. So love could be or is like a swing that goes up and downs. So when we are faced with one of the toughest moments in a relationship, like a loss, a breakup, with reason or without, with knowing the excuse or not, with being real, logic, and responsible, or with definitely being the opposite. Most of us are not only overwhelmed by the pain and sense of loss that follows, but we also lack the tools to process this trauma and start our path toward healing. So, when a relationship ends, it can feel, or some of us, or most of us, feel like the end of the world. And for good reason, maybe, the grief we experience after a loss or a breakup has a lot in common with the grief, and sometimes with the grief that follows the death of a loved one. And it's definitely followed by an equally painful, long, and difficult process. And this is the process of healing. So you are bound to experience a wave of emotion after your loss. These emotion can be or can vary from shock, denial, anger, sadness, and so on. So this feeling, we all agree, won't all come at the same time. One day you may feel relieved, the next day you may feel stressed again, the third day you may feel angry or angry at your loss or your love or yourself or the person. It means the whole world to you. So at first you go through a denial, if I want to say, phase represented by your brain's automatic response to unwanted things, or to deny the truth that you are living, or to live the fact, the truth that you are in, the life that you are passing through. And everybody here spends different amounts of time in the denial phase, which is a must, which is healthy, which it is a must to allow your body, your brain, your heart, your feeling to live in, and not feel guilty toward that. So it is important, what is important in this phase, not to make any rush decision that you may later regret. So it's important to know that it is healthy to allow yourself to, if I want to say, to live this emotion, to express your feeling in a way to release your emotion, maybe in exercising, maybe maybe in different way of anger, maybe in sleeping, maybe in going through a medical concerns. So actually, it's natural to harbor a place in your heart for loved ones. Special relationship make you who you are. However, in the final stage of grief after a breakup, you will begin to piece together what happened, accept what you are going through, and acknowledge the part you played in. So it is the healthiest way to fully accept what you are in, what to accept your loss, to accept your breakup, and grow as an individual. So the pain may not be gone completely, yet, but time will heal those wounds. And that's why healing after any type of loss or any type of breakup is a process that take takes time. So you have to go through all of this emotion and give time to yourself to understand why you feel each and every one of them. If you try so to put the lid on your feeling and think, well, I will just move on, I don't need to deal with it, I will find another person, maybe, I don't know, and forget this ever happened, you will only end up hurting yourself more in the long run. But if you go through this, through what I've mentioned before, you will feel it is the healthy way, and it's something that nourish your soul, that empower you, that help you to thrive, that let you see that you recognize that love is to find the idealized version of yourself, and that love, true love, is to find your true place. So when you are in the idealized version of yourself, it is your right place, it is your right place, and it's your home. So before anything else, we have to agree. You need to recognize this emotional rollercoaster and express your feelings fully. So as I mentioned, healing takes as long as it takes. Whatever. Don't pressure yourself before I don't know, maybe 6 months, a year, and maybe 2 years. I don't know. What matters to me is if you are still struggling, let it be. Then don't rush on yourself. Everyone has their own unique way of healing process, and this is simply yours. This is your story, this is your life, this is your feeling, this is your sacred given, um, um, presented by God to you. So finally, I want you to remember that it's okay, it's good, it's excellent to grieve. We have to express always. So accepting the loss of everything, of relationship, and all the painful feeling that come with it, it's an important step toward recovering from heartbreak. Okay, and um, so are you with me?
Yes, I am with you, and I'm sorry for cutting you. I just want that um, we should conclude it. So the next speaker is waiting. But I wish that we can have a more discussion on it on detail, because I see
Yes.
your
Okay. Of course.
presentation. It's so long. I just want that we should
Okay.
have
Oh,
another live
personally,
session
I
on
want
it.
to.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So personally, I will move through in order to let you see how we can highlight this grief and turning into tangible into a success story. So my feeling, I tried to express my feelings in a book. It was a perfect way to release all the emotion and to be free um, and I expressed everything in a single and unique way, and it was expressed by a book. So this book was it deal a new method of linguistic representation, alternating between the classical Arabic language and the common spoken dialectic to bring forward a new philosophical aspect of love. The event of this artistic prose revolved between a he and she, or perhaps between two lovers, where they hide the meaning, or where the context, if I want to say, hide the meaning of the text between the ties and curves of the letters of the word love. So it was the book, where the book is it, or it was a building whose course are intertwined with laughter and tears, and we have within all this emotion and all the dialogue whose wave hit the rocks of words, and between the abs of pride and the flow of humiliation, its alphabet, its broken, its meaning float, and its depths, the dimension of leaving and returning swim. So this is the book where it contains, or where it was a combination of drawing and the QR code where you can hear everything written down. And it was in black and white. It has a IBN number, and it was signed by several, or it was يعني, when I published the book, I have so many testimonials, Arabic testimonials, and this was the opening ceremonies of my book. Those are my fans, and through it, when I designed the book, I if I would say, I merged between my field, or my major, which is the architecture, and I I go for designing special stuff that are related to Kufi calligraphic, and combining everything related to heritage built within our city, and establish my new entrepreneurship, or my business entrepreneurship, where my the name of the business was called Reynage Design. So you have the movie. I have already sent it to you. You can share it if you have time. If no, I'm so pleased that I am here with you. Sorry for.
Okay, thank you so much, Ryan, for sharing. I think she did that. Okay, she thank you so much, Ryan, and for sharing your journey of your book, that how to turn grave into the form of something incredible. So I am so proud of you, and I will share your story and the presentation that you have shared with us in the group. I request you that you should come and join another session of Powerful Women Show, so I can highlight your all story with the with all of our audience. Let me share the link with my other sister, so she can come and join. So okay, I think Ryan is here again. Yes, Jan.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, yes, you can conclude. I can see you as well.
Okay. I'm turning on the lights. We have no electricity. We are fighting in this
Same
cafe.
here. Same here. Yes, yes. Your conclusion. I want to invite you in the Powerful Woman show, so you can come and we have a long discussion on it, like on your book and on your
Thank
video
you.
as well. And I'm so proud of you, Rayan, that you turn your grief into a something very incredible, using your artistic skills of your major architecture, and as well as your feelings into and your emotions into the form of this book.
Yes. Rabia,
It's
I can't
lovely.
hear you so well.
Just
Um,
I'm just appreciating your efforts about this book, and I wish that and I share the link of this book where we can buy this book, so I can share it with the group. And I want to invite you in the Powerful Woman Powerful Women show, so you can come and you can share all the stuff about book. Am I audible?
Yes, Rabia. Rabia.
Yes, yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. Hello, I'm with you. So, Rayan, I am again thankful to you for joining me, and I wish that you can be with my another Zoom meeting and the Zoom show, which is Powerful Woman Show, and share your story, your this story. We have a much time there, so we can cover all of your story and video there. Is it possible?
Rabia, I can't hear you clearly due to connection. I don't know, but if you are hearing me well, I
Mm-hmm.
want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and more power to you, and so much love as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Take care, and looking forward to share your video and your presentation in the group, so people can know
Yes,
about your journey. And secondly, love to have you whenever you have time in the Powerful Women show as well. So it will be
absolutely, my
recorded. So your journey will be recorded on the leading woman platform as well. Thank you so much once again.
pleasure. Thank you.
Bye. I'm so sorry because of the technical glitch and the Facebook Live. The first video will get stopped after 8 hours of live streaming. This is the ninth hour, and we have 27 minutes right now. Uh, to start this live stream, I have another guest, which is originally belongs to Nigeria, but she is living in Canada, and she is a very phenomenal lady. She is the founder and the CEO of ACHA, African Caribbean Heritage Alliance, and we already have done one of cultural events together, and which is hosted by Acha and the leading woman of the world, and looking forward to have more collaborative cultural events together. So let's me invite Okama Ikpe Brook. Um, I must say, dearest Okama Ikme Brook. Yeah. Hello, sister. How are you, Queen? Honorable Ambassador, Excellency Okama, my dear sister, how are you? Let me again invite her.
I don't know why my video is not coming on. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, my video is not coming on though. Okay,
It's okay.
so let's go straight to it. The topic for today is building capacity for diversity inclusion through bootcamp and participatory action research lenses. Um, Thank you, Rabia, for this opportunity. It's always great to share with you and to share with your audiences. And I believe that when more people come together to, learn, share, it leaves a greater impact. Oh, here we are. Can you see me? Oh, I think I need to leave from one platform.
Yes, now better.
Right. Okay.
Beautiful.
Just hi. You can hear me, right? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you very well. And now the floor is yours. We love to listen from you about your topic. We are with you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Awesome.
I'm
Thank
on
you.
backstage. Yeah, I'm on back.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, thank you. I believe I have 20 minutes to talk to you about this topic. which is very close to my heart. Everything that Rabia does, I do, and our network of women, leading women of the world, is really to build capacity for the younger generations that are coming after us, that are here already, to be able to make an impact in the development sector. And this comes from my background, having worked with international organizations, having worked in the UN, and worked in government as well. I took an intuitive look at what kind of journey I want to continue to live in this earth, and how I want to impact my networks, how I want to depart. When I do depart, what kind of a legacy am I leaving behind? And from that perspective, I decided to form the Africa Caribbean Heritage Alliance, which is an alliance of like-minded organizations that are building capacity for the positive reconnections of people of African descent, people of the Black people, anywhere we are in the world. We believe, and as women, that we can play that galvanizing role in bringing those forces together, in connecting the resources, and ensuring that we use them to build confidence in our people, build abilities for them to be able to access more resources to live a quality lifestyle, and also be able to give back to their communities. So it's in that context that I have chosen this topic to talk to you about today. Of course, we will have more opportunities to talk about other things later. But I believe that capacity building, the learning and sharing, and positive reconnections and uplifting of people is just, at this stage of our development discourse, human development, this is something that we need to do. So for myself, I live a very busy life. I do a lot of things voluntarily, a lot of times, because of my, my need, my interest to share, to uplift others. And so I was in a training earlier before I joined you on grant making, proposal writing, and project management for civil society organizations. And that is part of building capacity within the civil society groups, for them to be able to be positioned to implement projects that have positive outcomes at the end of the day. So how do we do that? And in the context of the boot camp that I refer to, building capacity on the organization of boot camp, is how you bring people together, how you plan an event, in this case a boot camp, from the planning initiation stages to the actual implementation, to the sharing, the tools that are used during the boot camp itself, and at the end of the day, you monitor and report on that boot camp. Monitor, evaluate, report on that boot camp, and the impact that it makes on the participants, and beyond there, how they can apply those tools and lessons to continue to strengthen their capacity for project implementation, program management, business development, whatever they're doing. And as it relates to women, many women are involved in development work at the community level. And so being able to teach them the importance of including the diverse target groups that are evident at the community level, that are evident at the national level, that are evident internationally, is one of the critical things that we look at when we're talking about participatory action implementation and also research. So for us, women and Black women in the development field, and I talk to you from my experience here in Canada as, you know, a wife, a mother of children that are mixed. So my husband is Canadian and I'm Nigerian. He's white, I'm Black. So we have mixed children. And so wherever I go, I'm always conscious about diversity inclusion. And nowadays we talk about the intersectionality of, gender, and beyond gender, looking at, racial profiling and integration of, indigenous groups, youth, women in the development process, and really taking into consideration the issues that those communities are facing, those groups of people are facing, and factoring that into whatever activities we're doing. We also talk about people living with disabilities. You know, how do you include people living with disabilities? How do you include women that are being trafficked or women that are facing exploitation? How do you include indigenous women who have different modes of learning? These are some of the things that we took into consideration when we were organizing our last boot camp in Nigeria through my organization. We got funding from an international donor, and planning the boot camp, we had a terms of reference, a concept note that defined exactly what we want to achieve. And then we invited the different people that can contribute to that, right? And one of the groups of people were people that are hearing impaired, people that people that are deaf. So like this conversation we're having, Rabia, when we move into a diversity inclusion lens, we should at some point get a translator, somebody that can translate for people with disabilities,
Okay,
like a
done.
sign language translator, like
Yes.
so that is one of the things that we're looking at in terms of um, really considering different marginalized groups in the work that we do, so that they are also able to um, learn from what we're sharing, and be able to include their perspective into what we're doing. And that way we feel that our work will be more meaningful, our work will be more sustainable, because we're doing it with them, for them, and um, it becomes a more conscious development effort. So
Okay.
that is what one of the takeaways from that boot camp. It was a 5-day residential boot camp at a hotel, so we paid the cost. We had them there for the whole time, and every day was packed full of activities. And something that was really great is every day we have a mood meter. So at the beginning of the day, we have everyone indicate how they're feeling when they come into the room. How was their night? How was breakfast? How are they feeling? And then at midday, we have them again indicate. It's just, you draw three faces. One is a smiley face, one is a neutral face, and one is a sad face. And
Yeah,
all they have to do is just, tick under each one to indicate how they're feeling at that particular time. And then as
that's
the
great.
day progresses and we get to the end of the day, they give you that feedback. So the next morning when you start, you look at how the last day's feelings were. And then you can bring in, icebreakers and interactive stuff to make everybody sort of warm up. So you're learning from the day before, and you're really bringing the participation level of everyone to the same, platform, to the same level.
Okay, that's
So that
great.
is, yeah, in
Yep.
terms of diversity inclusion. And then I want to link that to, participatory action research. Oftentimes when research is done, it's done by the academicians, but um, within, the business sector, within the civil society sector, it is important for us to start doing needs analysis, needs assessment, and using that data to plan our programs. Because when you do that, you're able to identify who really needs the support, and where there are challenges or the risks. And then when you're evaluating and reporting on it, you'll be able to then add that piece of information to um, maybe government policy making. So action research, where you're starting with an assessment and then building on that. And eventually, when the report is done, it can be shared with a greater audience, including with government, for them to encourage the government to include that piece of data in whatever policies they're implementing, or in the revision of pieces of policies. Thank you. Hello, Rabia, you're muted, I think.
Okay, I was muted. Yes, I hope that I am audible now. Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you so much, my sister Okama, that you have described about the thing that is going to happen on your end, and I will talk to you tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, maybe, about it in detail. So, how we can do something about it further, and maybe anyone who is interested, I'll link up them to you. So
Okay.
yeah, thank you so much. Actually, there is time shortage, and it was our second live. As the first live goes on 8 hours, it was the ninth hour, and the timing of the speakers just up and down. I feel little bit
Mm,
guilty because of the person that is waiting, because every speaker has 20 minutes, then it because of me, it's disturbed, and technical, because of technical error. But um, Sister Ogama, thank you. I will talk to you about it, as I told you, and then we'll see that how to go further on it.
okay.
With your permission, can I include the next speaker so she can talk about her topic? Is this okay?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, take care, take
Thank
care.
you. It's
Thank you
always a
so much.
blessing to be in your space. Thank you for
Okay,
what you do.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. So she was Sister Okama, and she is very nice and beautiful lady with a great heart and with a great smile. And she make me, I was looking tired because one of my friend see that she said that you look tired. And yes, it was like I think ninth hour. That's why I'm continuously doing it. So feeling tired, but she, after sharing little bit information about her event, she made me feel like again charged. So I'm thankful to her. And meanwhile, I want to introduce our next guest. She is Dr. Bindu, and she work for mental sciences. Let me just share. Where's my mobile? Okay, so I can see on the poster, and then I can. I just tag it. Yeah, here's our beautiful Dr. Bindu. She is the CEO of School of Awakening, and her topic is art and science of meditation and its benefit. Art and science of meditation and its benefit. Let me add her. Hello, Dr. Bindu. Thank you so much for
Hello.
joining.
Thank you. Thank you, Rabia, for inviting me. I hope I'm audible, I'm clear, I'm visible.
Yes, you're visible, audible, and clear. And
One.
really, apology. I feel a little bit guilty that you have it.
Thank you. No, that's absolutely fine. I mean, I know you are very tired. It's been a very long day for you, but it's really an amazing opportunity to be here. And I'm conscious of the time, and I will take only 20 minutes and do stop me in between if it I'm running over. Um,
Okay, share your
Hello, everyone.
presentation.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Bindu Bodhanapu from London. I am a spiritual transformation coach, therapist, and a healer. I help women suffering from depression, anxiety, and stress to overcome it and heal them completely and gain confidence, clarity, and love for life. I've started the School of Awakening just to awaken the divinity in each and every one I meet. So, today, the topic I'm going to talk about is meditation. I'm on a mission to teach meditation to the world, thousands of people or probably millions of people in my lifetime. So, this is a topic I chose today, very apt for today's day and age. So, I'm going to share my screen and talk about the topic. So, today's topic I've chosen is the art and science of meditation. So, why is it important for every one of us to meditate? And what is the impact of meditation? So, before we go into meditation and why everyone should meditate, I just like to quickly give a brief about what is currently happening in the current world. The scientists and the leading scientists of the world, for example, like Dr. Bruce Lipton, talks about the Earth planet going into extinction purely because of human behavior. We are going to face a sixth mass extinction where already there's 90% of the animals that lived on this planet Earth have extincted. And why is this happening? It is happening only because of human behavior. We are living in fear. So, more than 99% of the organisms that have ever lived on Earth are extinct. 75 to 90% of the species on Earth have disappeared. And we are going to struggle to see any fish in the ocean probably by 2048, which is not far away. So we all have a responsibility, just as much as responsibility we have towards our own mother. We have a responsibility towards our own planet, Mother Earth. So, what is that is happening in this current world that is causing the earth to extinguish? So, if we go back into the science millions of years ago, there was a big bang. Out of that big bang, we all have come out of that big bang. And hence why each and every one of us are connected through this web of energy. So the Big Bang explosion took place 13 to 20 billions of years ago, and we're connected to this web of energy, according to the scientist Max Planck. So we are powerful creators come to this planet Earth to create, but we are destroying the planet. How are we destroying? We are destroying a planet with the thoughts that we are thinking because our thoughts are filled with fear. So we have the power to create everything, whatever we choose to. But this is something that we are not aware because this is not something that's been taught in schools. And here is why I'm bringing this topic so that we all can understand who we are and what can we create. We can create anything and everything. We are spiritual beings come to this planet Earth for a human experience. So, what are the challenges we face in the current world? We're facing stress, time management, balancing of the personal and professional life, relationship issues, different kinds of diseases, and competition. So, what are the consequences of these challenges that we face? We face various health problems, sleeplessness, hypertension, stress, heart diseases, anxiety, depression, unhealthy relationships, unhappiness, and disappointment. So now, when we are facing all these challenges and we are living in fear and we are having so much of problem in our life where we are into depression, anxiety, and stress, what is happening within us? There is an imbalance where women, because we are this whole session or the whole event is all about women empowerment. I just like to call out, because of this external environment we are facing a lot of stress, anxiety, and depression, or probably challenges or competition. We are having an imbalance of the energy within us. Every person has the equal amount of masculine and feminine energy. But because of the challenges, women are losing the divine energy, which is the divine feminine energy. So, what does this divine feminine energy consists of? It consists of, just like the Mother Earth. We are supposed to be very nurturing, patient, empathetic, being creativity, intuitive feeling, being grounded and being collaborative. But because of the external environment, we're facing competition, greed, jealousy, anger. So, this is why meditation comes into place, where we need to balance these energies, because everything in the universe is connected and it is all driven by energy. So, now it is high time for us to awaken the divine feminine energy within us. So, what is the reason about all these problems, stress, anxiety, depression, is because of the mind. So, what is a mind then? Mind is consisting of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions. We have about 50 to 80,000 thoughts a day, out of which 94% of the thoughts are repetitive. If you think about it, we repeat the same thought over and over again. Hence, when we are thinking or overthinking, we're losing all that energy and we live in this fight or flight mode, or we call it the survival mode. So our mind is lost 47% of our life wandering, thinking either about the past or about the future. We're never in the present moment. So we're living a life, just dragging ourselves to work. We're not enjoying what we're doing. So, meditation is a one stop solution to heal each and every problem in our life that we're facing. Meditation and mindfulness, so that we're not wasting this energy and we can use this energy to do creative things and being more productive. So, meditation is a very simple technique. Every person in this world above the age of 5 should be meditating, because we have a responsibility towards our Mother Earth. How is it linked? I'm going to talk about it. Meditation is a way of calming our mind down. So, a very simple technique is observing our own breath, closing our eyes and just observing our most natural, soft, gentle in breath and out breath. When we observe a breath, our mind becomes empty and you go into that state of trance, or the theta or the alpha state, where you are in bliss. So it is so important for all of us to meditate. So while we meditate, when we sit into meditation, when the mind becomes empty, there is a lot of cosmic energy around us that flows through our body right from the top of our head. And this is when the healing takes place in the body. When the healing starts happening, it connects us to the intelligence that surrounds us. If we go into the deep core where the divinity resides in every human being. So, hence why meditation is an important tool for each and every person. It is the best gift one can give themselves. So, let's understand what are the benefits of meditation. The mental benefits: when you start meditating, you would see the attention span increases, you're healing your mental disorders, your intelligence is improved, the clarity of mind, creativity, brain functioning are some of the benefits. It's a tip of an iceberg, but some of the benefits which are mental. Relationship benefits: when you're meditating every day, for example, 40 minutes to 50 minutes a day, You feel that the relationship benefits, or also you see the relationship between your family members is much more improved because you are in the state of empathy. You accept each and every person as they are. It's easy for you to forgive because you're losing that logical mind and connecting with the divine within you. And reduce resistance to life. There's any problems you get in life, you're very resistant. You don't really have to struggle so much. Emotional positivity are some of the relationship benefits. And then emotional benefits, peace of mind, that is what the whole world wants, right? People have so much of money, but then when they don't have peace of mind, they're not happy. Emotional benefits, peace of mind, reduced fears, because this is what is actually driving us to be in the survival mode. So, meditation helps us to reduce all those fears. And then more initiative, inner peace, and then the feeling of inner joy, feeling of self empowerment. This is what we're talking about, women empowerment. So when you meditate emotionally, each and every one of us, we women, can feel more self empowered and grateful for all the experiences we're having, because every experience is teaching us a lesson which turns into wisdom. So everything is a good experience. And then spiritual benefit, increased compassion towards all beings, increased wisdom, discovery of life purpose. Many people spend their life without knowing what is their life purpose. An example of me, when I got into meditation many years ago, I discovered the true purpose of my life. My purpose of my life is to spread meditation to the whole world. So, likewise, if somebody has a different skill or different flair, which are naturally you're unique, we all are unique beings and we are come to this planet Earth with a great skill. This is what we need to uncover. How does that happen? It only happens when we silence our mind, and this happens during meditation. So, deep understanding on how the universe works, you're no more reliant on the people around you, but you're connected to the universe, and universe will help you, guide you. They say that universe surrenders to you when your mind is empty, when you sit into meditation. So why not use a simple technique of meditation to attract? We don't need to chase success, we attract success. You become that magnet when you meditate. So, how do we rewrite the current reality? So, let's not go into competition, cooperation. Let's help each and everyone. Let's empower each other. Let's understand the universe better. You know, let's unite together rather than separation. Changing a belief system, conscious parenting. Conscious parenting is so important because we are teaching the children what we believe is true, but what our beliefs are not correct, because we are bound by the belief system. For example, we have been told that you have to work really hard to get good grades, but then that's when we parents has infused competition into us. But that's not really the correct way, because we can grow together through cooperation by helping others and being in the state of awareness. What are the thoughts we are thinking? Let's not entertain any negative thoughts. Let's entertain only positive thoughts. So that is what being in the state of awareness means. And then meditation is the biggest gift one can give themselves. It's only through meditation we are getting connected with the universe. It is a state of oneness that we want to be. When you're in the state of meditation and you go into that deep state, this is when you see that oneness with the universe. And hence why the healing of the planet can only happen when we all meditate and the whole world meditates. So I'll stop my presentation there for now, and I hope I am on time, and I'm happy to take any questions, or if there's anything anybody wants to share. I think I kind of rushed a little bit just because I just wanted to be in in time.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, Rabia.
Yes, thank you so much for giving such a great presentation about meditation, and we'll definitely connect you more in future sessions as we talk about that we should do ask from mentor session, and I love to invite you in that, and have engagement with you in that today as a time shortage. So maybe we didn't I didn't ask much questions because Mansi is here, and she is waiting 20 minutes here, so we should give a floor to her as well. And I want to say thank you so much to you, Dr. Bindu Sharma, for coming and for enlightening us on this topic that is really need of our lives nowadays. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rabia, from the bottom of my heart for this wonderful opportunity, and we will stay connected. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, yes. If you want to give some message to a woman at the end, I'll appreciate that.
Yes. So, my message to all the women is we are powerful beings on this planet Earth. We are spiritual beings who come to this planet Earth for any human experience. We just need to awaken the divinity within. We are powerful creators. We can create anything and everything that we like. There's no need of competition, just awakening the divinity within through meditation. So, my message to everyone is let's all meditate, and let's see the planet healing. And this is a bigger mission and a bigger vision for our planet Earth. And we attract everything that we want. It might be joy, abundance, money, relationships, or anything. It is so simple, effortlessly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Bindu.
Yes.
And now,
Oh,
uh, yes, yes. Now I want to invite Mansi Sharma as well. She is a legal lawyer, and she is from India. Very beautiful soul, and because we have maybe Mansi is the last speaker here, or so Mansi, can we? Okay, hello, 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 all the way from Pakistan to India. Yay!
Hi, Rabia. How are you?
I am great. I'm great. What about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, my dear. And I must say that you are, in a way, taking the lead, which women must take in order to raise their, lifestyles, their lives in whole. So I'm really in awe of you. You are somebody who inspires me to do better in life. Though our connection is, we have connected through GPLT, and it's not been very long, but still I feel that you are one of the most well to do and very courageous, brave, and also very inspiring women I have ever come across in my life.
Oh,
So,
thank you
to
so much.
begin with, since I believe we are short on time, so thank you for keeping the session which held just before me, bec- uh, and because it has been beautifully placed. Why? Because being a mediator, of course, I'm a legal advisor, but law is a different field from mediation. And when I talk about mediation, I feel it is something which has got to do with the way humans should live. And meditation is also one such thing where humans find themselves. So, to me, mediation is in a way meditation. Why do I say so? Before we look at what mediation is, let me explain as to what conflicts are. Conflicts come, they may arise out of anything which is not possible for somebody to do. Say if there are differences, if there are any deviations from what one desires, so if the desires are not fulfilled, we will come across conflicts. So it comes from a Latin word confligere, which means to strike together. So whenever our ambitions, our desires, our feelings, our aspirations are not in sync, and we want our desire, if I'm in conflict with somebody else and I want my desire to prevail, so this is how conflicts arise. So why do we need mediation? First of all, what is mediation? We all know that whenever a conflict arises, we have a settlement mechanism in almost every country of the world, wherein you take your case to the courtroom and it is a judge who decides for you. But let me remind you here that since times immemorials, it has been, a practice in all the countries around the globe, not just India or not just Pakistan or not just, say, Latin America or Africa. Everywhere around the world, we will find that there was a community of people who were looking after the disputes as well. So, as in, they would make the two conflicting parties sit together, think of what can be a feasible solution for the conflict in question, and then decide on how it can be resolved. But these days, with so-called civilization of human beings, what happened that we decided that it is somebody else who is going to think of what is better for us rather than thinking of it on our own. So mediation is something which takes us back to our roots, as in it tells us that the solution lies within, just like meditation. So here in mediation, it is the parties who decide. So, giving you a technical definition, it is a process of alternate dispute resolution, as in not similar to litigation, wherein the parties themselves decide on the solution to the conflict with the help of a third neutral party known as the mediator. So, herein, the role of a mediator is to be neutral and to just guide the parties whenever they go astray, and also to offer them solutions just in case they are not able to think of it. So, mediation is a peaceful means of conflict resolution because herein the parties decide for themselves, and every party has an opportunity to express its feelings, its stance on any particular matter. So, that is why mediation is the need of the hour. And let me here emphasize that it is not just mediation, but also in these days, in the times of conflict, we need women mediators to come forward, because mediation is the process of, empathizing with the need of your of your competitor, of the conflicting party in question. And women naturally are bestowed with such qualities. They are empathetic, they are patient, they listen, and also they understand the inner needs of people more accurately. So therefore, women as mediators can, they take this profession, if mediation is to be considered a profession, though it is taken to be a community service, but still, of course, we need something, to earn our bread and butter. So if you take mediation as a profession, then it has a lot of scope for women, because women are naturally, blessed with such qualities which a mediator needs. And let me here emphasize that there are a good number of groups who are working in mediation, such as FemWise, which is a group in Africa. Then Mediterranean women mediators. I have a list of these groups. Nordic women mediators. And there's this mediation group in Arab countries. Also, Asian Women for Peace Registers is another one such group, where all women organizations are working towards the betterment of world through mediation. So why do we need mediation? Because it brings peace of mind. The merits include, first of all, it is cost and time effective, because you do not need a place for mediation, as in you just need two parties to sit over, even over a cup of coffee, and to decide what is better for them. Second, since only the parties are involved, there is no litigation cost involved. Though when the settlement is done, one or the other party might have to, spend something in order to reach the settlement. But then it is not a usual court litigation wherein there are court fees, the lawyer's fees. Yes, a mediator might charge you, but then it is not as mammoth proportion as a fees of a lawyer is. Then it is a win-win situation. Let me here talk about three stages of conflict resolution, wherein see, resolution is doing something to ensure that the conflict in hand immediately ends. It may not end completely. The root cause might remain. Whereas there is conflict management and there is the conflict transformation, which is known as peace building. So when we talk about resolution, say if there is a war anywhere and we make parties, if we ensure that there is ceasefire, then it is resolution. If we talk about management, as in this, the war continues, but the parties are trying to figure out how can they make the best out of this conflict. Say if there is any conflict related to even in schools, if there is any conflict related to peer group, so the parties are made to understand that you need to uh, look at this conflict in a positive manner and find out what benefits it may give you. For example, say if two children want to sit on the same bench, right, and at the same place near the teacher, so they may take turns in order to sit there. The conflict still remains because one of them cannot sit there for the entire month or the entire year. But what they are going to learn through this conflict is that sharing is important. So this is how conflicts are managed to create a positive situation. And then there is transformation, wherein people are educated on peace, where they are taught the value of peace. So this is how the conflict transforms, because here we will try to remove the root cause of the conflict. Say we might try to provide more benches in the front row, we might try to enlarge the classrooms. So this is how transformation works. So here in transformation, the needs of the people are fulfilled, whereas in resolution and management, people are taught the value of peace, and they are convinced that you need to stop this conflict, maybe temporarily, for the betterment of your own lives. Then the only disadvantage I see for mediation is that it is not binding. Why? Because it is the parties who are going to decide, and it cannot be legally binding through a mediator. It is only a judge who has been acknowledged by the government who can give a binding judgment, which becomes a life code, or the code of conduct for that very person who has been the judgment has passed, against whom the judgment has been passed. But then in mediation, there is always a scope of amendment, whereas in litigation, there is no scope of amendment of the court orders. So here in mediation, with the change in circumstances, the parties might again come together and talk about the conflict, the issues they have, and they might amend the previous solution they had agreed upon. But litigation does not offer any such amendments in future. So therefore, mediation is how the peace should arrive, particularly in the civil cases. Though I may not agree I'm not really convinced of its usage in criminal matters, because criminal matters are against the state, right? So if a woman, say, is raped, I do not see any scope of mediation there. Also, if there is, say, negligence in medical field, a doctor has performed some duty negligently, so I again do not see any scope for mediation here. But then largely the matters in under consideration in the courtrooms are civil in nature, and mediation can drastically improve the success rate of the conflict resolution mechanisms if adopted, because the civil matters are all about our civil behavior, our social behavior, and if we can resolve them on our own, there is nothing as good as this. Why? Because the judge, if you approach a courtroom, the judge is a third person. He or she does not know about your inner feelings, how you feel about that matter, and what are you seeking. But when you're a party to the conflict, you understand why the matter matters to you. So then you will be able to express yourself in a better way, and there is scope for some conversation. And after realizing that what is the point of view of both the parties, a better solution can be arrived at. And mediation has been successfully used in the matters of, say, property, divorce, and children custody, because here the people can express themselves openly. So, why mediation? Mediation because it helps parties in expressing themselves. It helps them in understanding the point of view of the other party, and also it is a very confidential process wherein, excuse me, wherein the court records for any matter that comes to courtroom are made public, but a mediator does not make anything public and everything remains confidential. So mediation, I believe, is the way of life, and it is the way how community has been functioning since times immemorials, and we should come back to mediation for the sake of humanity. That is all I have to say on mediation and its benefits.
Okay, thank you so much, Mansi, for sharing the light on this topic. It's new to me. I think on 29th of August, I meet a lady from here, Pakistan. She is dealing on the legal issues, Ma'am Sadia, and then today I got you. So I will definitely want to discuss with you the question that I have in my mind regarding legal issues in respect to your country. So it will enhance my knowledge for sure. It will be journal, and yes, it's a very. It seems like that it's very dry topic or dry profession. How you choose? Why you choose it? Do, um, what inspires this in this profession in you? Like, I want to know about your motivation. Actually, this is very. I have.
See,
So
Rabia,
yes, yes. Like,
see,
yes.
I joined it because I have been reading Gandhi a lot. So he's the father of our nation, and ever since I read him, I realized that yes, there's something wrong with the judicial process, right? And there
Mm-hmm.
should be a way out because everybody cannot reach courtrooms, right? It is very difficult for common people to reach courtrooms. And if we have, you see, there is this practice in many countries wherein the elderly people used to decide any conflict for the say community, or maybe for a village or for a country as well, and maybe any name by which you call a territory. So this practice gradually vanished, and then people who had no idea about the backgrounds of you know uh, the people who are in conflict, they started deciding for themselves. So for me, mediation is another way of telling people that you have the solution within yourself, right? Every conflict is all about looking at someone else's needs as inferior to your own needs.
Hmm.
But through mediation, we establish a dialogue, and that dialogue helps you understand that yes, everybody is in the same boat. We all might be going through hell, which we do not, we cannot describe it to other people, right? So when a
Hmm.
conversation is carried on, then people realize that yes, each individual has a different thought process, but the life is same for each and every individual. And that is why mediation is a process of bringing people together. It is about building relationships, whereas the courtroom practices are about ruining them. There is this judgment, one party feels that negative sentiment, and the other one feels positive because the judgment has been given in favor of them, and the other one has been maybe feels that he or she has been done wrong with by the judge, of course. So here, in litigation, the thing is that you submit everything beforehand, and the judge considers it, and the judgment is passed, right? Yes, of course, anything that arrives in between and which is very important to the matter is considered before the judgment is delivered. But the feelings, the circumstances are largely ignored in front of law, right? Because it is the rule of law which prevails, not the rule of people. The feelings, the emotions, the circumstances, why it happened, has no place in litigation. It is only, litigation is all about what law says. So if law says this is wrong, it is wrong. Though in mediation, we might consider that, yes, this happened because of this, and amicable relationships might be built. So, for criminal matters, I do not really appreciate mediation, though it is very effective in criminal matters as well, even in the cases of medical negligence. But for the civil matters, I am in favor of mediation. I am thoroughly I stand for mediation in civil matters. And also mediation because, hello.
She is
Also
my
mediation because,
yes. She is my
who
little
is this
niece.
young? Oh,
She's
what's
a
her
baby.
name?
Zara.
Hi Zara,
अपना
how are you?
अपना नाम मुझे तो बताओ. आ जाओ आराम, तुम भी आ जाओ. Yeah, actually they are now it's night here, and they are just surrounded by along my around my laptop. That's what Popo is doing. चलो भाग जाओ भाग जाओ भाग जाओ भाग जाओ.
Probably it got disconnected because of some
Okay, it's okay.
technical issue.
I'm here. Okay, I'm here listening to you. So I understand today first time that what is the difference between litigation and mitigation. It's very interesting. Today in today's
Litigation
today,
and
mitigation, legal things and mitigation. Did I
see,
understand correct?
yes, yes. You see, yes, litigation and mediation. See,
Mediation.
there are, yes, mediation is not just one mechanism. There are other mechanisms too on of alternate dispute resolution. For example, arbitration, conciliation, good offices. See, but these things are not as effective as mediation. The reason being that in arbitration, again, it may be an informal settlement between parties, but then there is an arbitrator who decides upon the case, right? But mediation is the only mechanism in alternate dispute resolution wherein the parties talk about their dispute. Say if you have a dispute with somebody and I'm the mediator, my role is to bring you together to make sure that you express yourselves well, right? So that you talk to to the opponent, and you try to understand the perspective of your opponent, and then think of what the solution can be in this case, right? Also, the mediation trends and laws and mannerisms make it compulsory for the mediator not to disclose any information, so everything remains confidential. So that is why it is, I believe it is way better than litigation. You do not have to approach the courtroom. It can happen anywhere. It can, see, ever since COVID, it has been happening online for a good number of people. I myself have conducted online mediation sessions for the conflicting parties. So you do not need courtroom. There is this nominal fee of data charges which is going to being used during the conversation between the parties. And a good number of times, say, the success rate of mediation is above 80% in most of the countries, and for some countries it goes above 90% too. So if you can resolve conflict easily, why do you need to approach courtrooms, right? Because here, there's this famous dialogue of Sunny Deol, who happens to be an actor here. Tariq pe tariq, tariq pe tariq. So here And everywhere, see these cases, they are dragged, and you keep on getting adjournments, or maybe you're called upon another date, maybe the judge is not available, maybe the lawyer is not well, maybe some party is missing. So because of these reasons, there are cases which can be dragged up to, say, 20-25 years. Many a times we have seen many cases wherein the party in conflict, one of the parties, is no more, and still the case is pending in the courtroom. So that is why mediation is a quick, handy solution to many problems, many conflicts which arise in our day-to-day lives in the society. So that is why I believe, see, through mediation, peace can be established. Because whenever a conflict will arise, if we have this mediation mindset, we will think of conversation first, rather than finding, rather than some kind of damages, claiming
Argument.
damages, we will think of conversation first.
Mm.
Yes. So we no
Okay.
argument is more of a term which we use in litigation. Here we are going to empathize. Here we are going to understand the viewpoint of the other person. So
Mm.
it is a very informal process, but yet legally recognized, though not legally binding. Right? When I say legally binding, it has the formal recognition in every country, but legally binding judgments come from the judges alone, not from the mediators. Herein the parties are free to decide on their the course of action they're going to take in future. Whereas if a judgment is passed against any party, they have to imply, they have to abide by the judgment. So that is why mediation is far, far better than litigation. So I will insist that whenever there is this conflict anywhere in the world, we should look for people who want things to settle down peacefully, because mediation is about building relationships rather than ruining them, which I have already emphasized. And also for women, why there's this scope for mediation? Because mediation requires a lot of discipline. You need to be neutral, you need to be empathetic, you need to look at the way both the parties are thinking on a matter. And see, in most of the families, even in mine, I look up to my mother as a better mediator, because I know if there's a conflict between me and my brother, or me and my father, if we have an argument, my mother will be in a better position to understand both the sides, right? So that is why women have this intrinsic ability to be better mediators. And mediation as a profession, if there are firms, mediation firms of women, I think the success rate will be 100%, rather than just being 90% alone, because women know this art of bringing people together. They are full of love, compassion, empathy. And that is why women, as mediator professionals, or if they are into this business of mediation, they will be far, far more successful in ending conflicts than men are. This is what my take is on the ability of women to be good
Okay.
mediators.
Yes, yes, yes. Very, very, very detailed conversation on it, and I am hopeful that anybody who will listen it, or you know, it is very fruitful to know about the legal aspects, how to resolve any problem, and other aspects as well. And then you can learn a new skill to solve your problems. And it's very good that
Absolutely.
I learn about, like, about how we see how we see it in the legal way, and how as well as how can we see it in the mediation way. So that's really great. I just excuses all other guests, uh, because today is very late and it's about to 11, and some of the guests will join tomorrow, maybe. And yes, yes, I see their messages. They will join tomorrow. I'm so sorry for them, because here is late at night and little bit disruptions as well. So Mansi, thank you so much for coming for the first time on the Reading Women of the World. and sharing your expertise here. And thank you so much for gracing at and be you will be my last I will be the last speaker and you will before me. So let it close it in that way that if anybody needs help, if anybody needs help, like in the life, rather solving the problems, we should look about how other things are prevail, and we should get to know and in touch with. This is my first time. I feel really inspired. Today there are three topics that I learned that I never listened to it before, but that was new to me. One was how to tackle with the alcoholism and other kind of things, and how to face the disasters, for how we can make our responses better, and then this legal side of making decisions. So I am really thankful to you that you joined today on and share such a knowledgeable
Thank you.
topic with
Thank
us.
you, Rabia, for having me. And let me here insist that for mediation, you do not need any legal qualification. So, since you are in my team, I am expecting to see you as a leading mediator sometime in future.
Yes, surely. Yes, surely. I am in your group as well, and let's see that how what I can learn from your side in this particular specific field.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for including me in that group as well, from the platform of JPLD, and looking forward more that how things will proceed. And now I'm thankful to all of my guests who came from day starting to till end, and gracing the stage and share a lot of knowledge with us and all other ladies around the world. We, the leading women of the world, having 70 plus nations on board now. I am looking forward to have more of my friends around me that is in connection with me. I could invite them in my group, in our group, and how we can collaborate further and work for better. So thank you so much, Mansi. Looking forward to talk to you. Thank you. Hello. I think yes.
Thank you, Rabia. Thank you for
Yes,
having
yes.
me. Thank you once again. Good
Okay,
night.
thank you so much. Good night. Good night. So this is the last. This is. I just want to share my topic. That was like. I will just take. I think 10, 15. I will cover my topic in 15 minutes, and then we will just close this session. And while presenting. While presenting my topic, I just want to say to everybody, thank you so much for staying calm and staying till end. My topic is world's most powerful woman, government, governance, politicians, and policies. So this is my topic. I will make a large video on it as well. But when I was observing that how the powerful woman was in the past and in front in today's world, and how they will be in the future. So I learn about, and I listen to a lot of ladies out there. Listen as well on TED Talk and other YouTube platforms and other medias, and I also love to just read out their biographies, and some of the information I took from the Wikipedia. Like I took that how many head of the states out there who serves as prime ministers and PM, just to see that how women plays their roles in the in the upper level, and what are the quota system in each country. Although I didn't go much deeper into it, but I observed that from the past to present, the situation is better with the women leaders and women political side as well. I wish that I can share more of this topic in my next video, because here is a lot of noise. But I want to say that each woman that join us, and each man that today join us, who supports women, is very precious to us. Thank you so much for joining us and be with us. And yes, sure. I'll come up with my topic with another video and engage some of the guests tomorrow. I excuse them, and some of them excuse me because it is night. It is very late at night. So I again thank you so much to everybody, every woman who joined, every powerful woman, I must say, who joined the leading women of the world, and every man who supports women. I am thankful to you, and stay blessed. Thank you so much, and a good night to you, all of you. And yes, thank you so much. In this business women icon award, that will be going to happen on 30, that will going to happen about on 30th September 2022, when you are with family and all the people around you, that it means that you can, everything is moving. I am hopeful that you can also understand that it's part of the, it's part of the things. So apologize and excuse if you feel any disturbance, any mess while these all discussions. But you know, I hope that it is meaningful and worthful for all of you, and I believe that. Take care. Bye bye. Signing off. Allah Hafiz for today. Thank you so much, Allah Ta'ala, for giving me strength so I can make it whole day. Thank you so much.